On this edition of The Issue, we will take a look at the latest political headlines and stories for the past few weeks, including the holiday shopping slowdown, the debate over a possible auto industry bailout, Obama's presidential transition, and a whole lot more. This is The Issue. Hello and welcome to The Issue. I'm Justin Schnedt. We start with the holiday shopping season. In recent polls, 2/3 of Americans are cutting back in the amount of holiday shopping in light of current economic conditions, and the polls are translating into real numbers. Overall sales for the month of November dropped 2.7%, which makes it the worst month of sales since at least 1969. Fourth quarter earnings are expected to drop 16% from just a year ago. There is some good news, however. Online sales figures are at least matching that of last year's numbers. Speaking of the economy, lawmakers in Washington are debating whether to give about $15 billion in a loan bailout for GM and Chrysler and a line of credit for the Ford Motor Company. The big three automakers have been struggling in this recession where auto sales have plummeted. The plan would take money out of the loan fund designated to assist automakers develop more fuel-efficient cars. As with the $700 billion financial bailout, there will be specific actions the lawmakers will have to carry out in return for the loan. Chris Dodd, chairman of the Senate Banking Committee, even made statements surrounding the need to remove General Motors chief executive Rick Wagner. So far, there has been no inclination of executive removals from any of the Detroit automakers. In light of recent job loss estimates at over 1 million for the month of November alone, President-elect Barack Obama laid out his plan to create over 2.5 million new jobs by 2011. Ironically, it's just before his re-election campaign. Nothing, of course, will be done until the plan until he takes office January 20th, 2009, which, if you haven't checked your calendars in a while, the date is readily approaching. In his plan, the jobs he wants to create will be from making public buildings more energy efficient, repairing old roads and bridges, modernizing school buildings, as well as some green initiatives. Senator Ted Kennedy has been representing Massachusetts in Washington, D.C. for over 4 decades and has championed social issues such as universal health care. Now, his niece might be joining him in the hallowed halls of the Capitol building. Caroline Kennedy is currently eyeing the U.S. Senate seat vacated by Secretary of State nominee Hillary Clinton. No official talks have begun, but her level of interest has peaked, according to some Democratic sources. 9-term Democratic Representative William Jefferson has been plagued by scandal and federal indictments. Remember, this was the man with thousands of dollars of cash in his freezer. In his recent re-election bid for Louisiana U.S. Representative seat, he lost to Republican challenger Joseph Cao. This will make Cao the first Vietnamese American in Congress. This election was postponed due to the effects of Hurricane Gustav. There may be some good news for U.S.-Cuba relations. Former President Fidel Castro published a statement on his country's website proclaiming, quote, "With Obama, one can talk whenever he wants, because we're not preachers of violence or war. He must be reminded that the carrot and stick theory cannot be applied in our country," end quote. Only time will tell if an Obama administration will improve U.S. relations with the communist state of Cuba. President-elect Barack Obama's cabinet is starting to take shape. The following are the list of nominees for some of the cabinet-level positions. Treasury Secretary Timothy Geithner. Secretary of State Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton, Senator from New York. Attorney General Eric Holder, former Deputy Attorney General. Defense Secretary Robert Gates, a holdover from the Bush administration. Homeland Security Secretary Governor Janet Napolitano of Arizona. National Security Advisor retired Marine General James Jones. Commerce Secretary Governor Bill Richardson. National Economic Council Director Lawrence Summers, who was the former Treasury Secretary, and Veterans Affairs Secretary retired General Eric Shinseki. Turning to state political news, Janet Mills is poised to become Maine's next Attorney General. Current Attorney General Steve Rowe, who has appeared on this program before, will be termed out after 8 years of service and is planning to make a bid for governor. Janet Mills has been a longtime state politician and former prosecutor. The legislature will call a vote on the nomination when they're back in session. On a much later note, David Gregory has become the next moderator of NBC's Meet the Press. Former nightly news anchor Tom Brokaw has been the interim moderator after Tim Russert suddenly died of heart-related conditions. David Gregory has been covering elections for MSNBC and has been a political reporter for NBC Nightly News for many years and hopes to bring a fresh, youthful perspective to the show, being a mere 37 years of age. Once again, I'm Justin Schnedt for The Issue. Remember to become aware with pressing issues of the day and voice your concerns by getting involved in your political system. Become an active citizen in this global community. Thanks for watching. See you next time.